The very beginning of the movie Red Dawn from 1984 starts with a picture of Genghis Khan in a schoolroom. Han period, it said. Did you see that? Hang on. Han period. Where is it? How come I can't do it? Han period. Jeez. Well, there it is. Han period. At the beginning of Red Dawn, the movie, where he's
driving everything before them. Beast, men, even bugs. Now the ends would kind of close in to form a shrinking circle. And everything within that circle panicked to get out. So when the Mongols could see each other, they had worked themselves up into a pretty good frenzy. Now when this killing started, it lasted for days, weeks, even months. And it went on until the young son of the Khan asked his father, that the last creature alive, be allowed to go free. Well now, my friend. Well now.
Alright, now this is the beginning of Red Dawn. But this is the Russian invasion into America. This movie is from 1984. But isn't it ironic that the very beginning of this movie, this is the invasion. And it was about these high school students who were holdouts while the whole world suddenly went into a war between the communists on American soil. And these school kids became the Wolverines. Terrifying movie, but isn't it interesting that he was teaching them about the Mongol hordes and Genghis Khan, and he was depicting the Han. It was called the Han period. Now, all we hear about now about China is that it's Han this and Han that. You can't look anyone up without them saying that there's some kind of Han. All right? I've never heard of that, and my family's from China. We're not fully Chinese, or I'm about a third or whatever, but I never heard the word Han. It's, the first time I heard it was on Bourdain in Koreatown, where they said Han is a bad word. Like, Han is depressing. It's kind of like this raging bitterness in the Korean language. And this is some footage of 1991 in Hong Kong at one of their beauty pageants, but this is the Cantonese language. 做咩啊？唔使啦。
我哋兩個為咗爭你打成咁，你仲講埋啲咁嘅風涼説話？
其實我都唔中意你哋兩咁粗魯嘅，老老實實。
嚇？
係啊。
咁你中意乜嘢啊？中意咩啊？
係啊。That means yes, and 做乜嘢 is what do you want? That's the only Chinese that I know. Now the weird thing is when we hear the word Chinese, we think of the Cantonese speaking people, but that's not what is in reality what's going on. It's what you're hearing in other shows, and I don't have a clip, is Mandarin, which sounds more like shit. Everything is shit, because it's everything starts with an X, which I can't stand. Like, I don't like anything that is all one thing. Like, there are certain languages that are, after a while, they become very hypnotic and brainwashing, kind of like, the Krauts or the Persians or whatever. Like, there's just a sound that's overdone. But anyway, the reason why I'm kind of picking a fight here a little bit is because I heard somebody who has a local couple businesses, tanning salon and laundromat, and he said, the Cantonese are going to be persecuted by the Hans. The Hans think they're top kings, and we're going to take over the world, and they don't like the Cantonese language. They're embarrassed because they think it's happy talk. And I'm like, what do you mean by happy talk? And he says, yeah, if you hear a bunch of people speaking Cantonese, it sounds like they're happy or something. So what's wrong with that, is my question. So this is going to be weird because we're living, like, even, I can't imagine what people really, how little people know. Even I don't know anything. And my parents spoke Cantonese, but I don't know anything about what this encroachment of this Mandarin language, which has been the only language being taught. Like, if I try to find a Chinese language to take a course, it would only be Mandarin where I live, no Cantonese. But like I said, Cantonese is the first language, the friendly language. And I think that the world should be sinicized to the Cantonese way. That's my personal opinion. That is, you know, my opinion. And yeah, it's a funny, fun language. But there's rhythm to it, and you can dance. They can dance. But see, you don't want to get all stiff. Stiff and stuck up. I'm against stiff and stuck up. And the Hans are stuck up. That's their identity, unfortunately, and that's what happens when you don't treat your own people right. And it's, you know, they had no choice because they were afraid of being put to death. And again, we have to dig deep and do some forensics to really dig out the ultimate culprits of taking down people, because we can't have all these Chinese fighting amongst themselves anymore, because it's not fair. Somebody's got to give them everything, give them the truth of everything, and so that they don't look with pride or envy at any other culture. 做乜嘢？